catch. It always seems to be the catch. We just watched Ori absolutely destroy.
Can you kill a puck?
Can you kill a puck?
Yeah.
When it comes to Shaker puck gameplay, Shaker cannot catch puck on the mid lane the way he can do to some other heroes. He can just rotate in and fissure block him, right? But later on you do have some fissure, let's say from the fog,
Yes.
which can come in handy.
And a Death Prophet Silence follow-up. Pucks don't really build Yule Scepter anymore. That's kind of just a dead item. I mean, you can if you feel like you need the save, but you'd much rather go more offensive items. And
You
then
get
later
some
on,
Aeon Disc perhaps
Exactly.
later on, something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
yeah. So, you know, it is a. I don't mind the Shaker into the puck as far as like the mid to late game goes.
But you would still like some more catch, right?
Agreed.
On their side anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps something on the mid lane for Somnus that
Yeah,
can
I mean,
deal with him?
The go-to has been the Void Spirit. I'm not sure if they'll leave that in the pool. One of these.
Yeah, it's still legit. The Pudge
Yep.
naturally has
Pudge.
been banned out. I noticed like even the Chinese teams will ban it out from themselves. So kind of to circle back to what I asked her, since I'm not seeing her banned or picked yet, but as far as a catch and team fight situation that has been happening here, Snapfire stock has been going up. Is this something that we expect any of the teams to potentially rock? And the other addition that I wanted to add is both teams really love the Earth Spirit as far as perhaps something that they can use for catch.
I think I'll take the Earth Spirit. You can have the snap.
Okay.
When it comes to Earth Spirit, I don't think there is space for him here. Maybe it's doable, but Shaker on one side, Marcy on the other. I think that position 4 has already most likely been covered.
Have LGD just been doing Marcy 4 from what you've seen?
I think so, yeah. Like, I haven't caught every single Marcy game that they've played, but I think they have been playing a lot of 4 Marcy.
Okay. Yeah. As far as Sapphire, though, I think slightly different story. But I don't think the hero actually is less popular in China than the other regions.
Yeah.
So a lot of the other regions, some of the South American teams are loving it. SEA, it's kind of less a go-to. I think in China there's been a lot more dazzle when it comes to the 5 position. So I think it's just kind of a different flavor typically out of LGD and RNG.
Yeah.
Would this be the game that LGD decides, you know what, let's try her out. Let's see what the fuss is all about.
Especially like these teams love to play like Faceless Void. That's one of the go-to carries. Like a Void Snapfire kind of combo is obviously amazing. Snapfire with Puck is a good combo. You've got the coil to lock people down for the kisses.
For LGD, it would be already decent.
Yeah.
But instead, we get what we were talking about on the opener. We get the Chen.
Chen Shaker.
Yeah, Chen Shaker every game.
It's honestly, I feel like 90% of the Shaker picks have been with Chen.
Yeah. And when you think about it, it's like Chen Shaker plus that offlaner that needs the Shaker for a little bit of help, and that's it.
Yeah.
We see the same trio, and I love it. I love the Chen Shaker Razor, Chen Shaker Death Prophet, Chen Shaker Viper.
Yeah. And that's where the Shaker, it covers for these, because you've got an offlaner and a support with no stuns, no lockdown. Shaker covers for that, covers for the Chen in general. Yep. Like it's that save hero that helps, like you say, enable those offlaners. So it does make a lot of sense that we keep seeing these trio of heroes picked again and again.
And there's also another thing happening, that's Shaker into Marcy. Like teams are picking Shaker into Marcy. Now I'm not exactly still sure why that is, but they just love Marcy jumps in, perhaps you fissure block her, or you just follow up. You can't be disposed.
Disrupt the follow-up.
Yeah, you just disrupt the follow-up. If you get disposed, you're echoing, right? So that cannot happen to you. Which is
and if one of your teammates gets disposed, usually it's disposed into follow-up spells, and Shaker's just, he's like the disruptor, you know? He's gonna, in terms of, not the hero, but just like, he's gonna break your combo. You go on my teammate, I go on you.
Yeah, don't touch my teammate.
I mean, it looks like this not really knowing how RNG is going to want to play like that Shaker or Prophet like so far. Really, I mean, look at how far the reserve time has been eaten for phase 2 on the side of LGD, and they're gonna just decide on the Batrider.
That's so early.
Yeah, it's this offlane or...
That's...
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going, most likely on the offlane. We have seen a couple of bucks on the offlane, but I think it should be the Bat plus Marcy. But it opens up all kinds of ideas for RNG and for Ana when it comes to their carries.
Yeah, it does feel like with an AA. So this is one of the things I was wondering, because like teams often, when they're in a position where you're secured up a bracket, you're playing a match which doesn't impact basically anything for them other than, you know, the pride. Obviously, teams always playing to win. that's the time to maybe try some new things. Chen has looked so good. Every single game I'm seeing Chen, it looks like a problem. You initiate on some heroes, you can't kill them. Maybe AA is one of the answers. There's a lot of like, you're also up against Death Prophet. Like,
do you think that AA is okay? In that way, it is. Let's see what they pick. Ember, some backline catch. They want playmaking. Nothing. Let's not talk about.
Yeah, so let's talk about AA.
AA. So yeah, he prevents Chen from healing anything.
Right.
But at the same time, historically, summons and these position 4s that can control creeps have been really good versus AA. He just cannot defend. He's dead meat behind the tower. He kind of likes to soak. Just sit there, you rotate behind him with the creeps, you kill him off.
And then later on, it feels like you just have the one spell, your ultimate. Like,
and that's
you're not getting value out. Ice Vortex, like for some team fights, boost up some magic damage, but...
Yeah, Bat and Puck do benefit from it, but...
And AA suffers from that, like, support with no save, no mobility, where now you're up against Ember, every single fight Ember can just jump the AA.
And he will be probably doing exactly
and
that.
AA is going to die. He may throw out an Ice Blast, but you're not hitting anybody in an impactful way if you're being just forced to use your spells.
It's one of those blasts that flews over the map into a different game.
And that's honestly all those reasons why we never see AA. This hero is considered bad right now, like by most teams, by most players. But
so are we both leaning RNG's favor right now? I am. I'm not going to shy away from it. I like their draft way more.
Is there perhaps like a pocket pick coming in for that last, LGD slot, perhaps? That the reason why they're wanting this AA?
They're going to do some AA. Usually the AA in the past is always paired in the lane with a stunner. Wraith King was popular for a while. CK gets banned out. Sven is another option. You want to have a strong lane with AA because the hero offers so little in the mid to late game that you need to win your lane. Like, okay, it's a bad hero, so win your lane, and it doesn't matter that you picked a bad hero.
I mean, saying win your lane is a lot easier compared to the heavy lane power that RNG is currently presenting here, so... Ooh, yeah, that's a curious one.
Yeah, RNG, like you said, has a lot of lane power, but on the offlane, Shaker plus that Prophet perhaps isn't the scariest early on. Shaker helps you have an even lane. It doesn't help you win it many times until the Ember starts rotating in. But when it comes to the heroes that Parker mentioned, like these Svens, these Wraith Kings, they're kind of out. I mean, LGD, they can bring them back.
Though. He's kind of out.
They brought Shaker back in as well. So perhaps they can do it, but we'll see. I wouldn't mind something with the stun on that safe lane to complement the Ancient Apparition pick.
Well, I mean that.
PSG.LGD.
I'm just curious. Like perhaps like I'm looking at like some of the other picks that he has. Like I mean, like you said, like I think CK is already banned out.
They banned out the Void now as well.
Maybe is an option, but.
Oh yeah, Alcaz is done. Not a bad option.
And the one that they skill now for a difference. Like you get it very early on. It's an AME hero as well. It's possible. Yeah.
But they don't have much time, so they're gonna figure something out quick.
Oh, it's the bear. Lone Druid.
Okay, how did we just forget about this? Like the meta is changing one day to another. Heroes that we talked about constantly on day one are the ones we're forgetting now.
I mean, I guess I would never consider Lone Druid being a pick to pair with the AA. Like there's no synergy here, I feel like.
But there is synergy, or at least he's filling some holes that they had in their draft. Objective taking capabilities were pretty much non-existent. Lone Druid brings more than enough. You get that RNGs to help you out with the Roots versus Ember Spirit, if possible, versus Shaker as well. It's nice. So overall, I like the Lone Druid pick. I don't like their draft. I don't understand it very well, like why they decided to go for all of this.
In the past, people didn't like the Lone Druid into the Death Prophet though, because you can Spirit Siphon the Bear always. Do you feel like that's still the case?
I think that's still the case.
Okay.
Now you get the Lifestealer, who's also considered good versus Bear. Bear can, if he gets like Desomom early on, he can destroy the Lifestealer.
Later Basher,
but I still like RNG's draft a bit more. I'm sure there are some Giga brains out there who understand RNGs better.
Yeah. I'm sure it feels like it's coming down to right now the stronger draft versus the stronger team.
Yes.
It is.
I mean, they've got Lifesteal into Bat Rider too.
Right.
Another. I mean, you've got Lasso through Rage, but the actual lane itself, you feel happy as Lifesteal. I think that maybe the one X factor is there's still a puck in the game. This puck hasn't been super answered.
But Ember is also considered decent versus him on the mid lane, right?
True.
Later on, Coil can work against you, but RNG, like Parker said, you have Lifestealer into the Bat, you have that Prophet into the Lone Druid on the other side. I feel that they've got everything they needed here.
Well, you heard that here. We've dissected it as best as we can, and it's just going to come down to the gameplay. And to bring you all that action, it's going to be Sunsfan and Jenkins.
Yeah, Jenkins is a real fan of dissection. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, just look at him. Looks like a walking corpse, for God's sake.
They do. Dissection is the die in diet. I do enjoy diet.
Okay, remember, this isn't the B stream. I was testing you to see if you would try to turn that into a tangent, and you did. You have failed the first test here for the first game of LGD versus RNG. I'm going to make a bold prediction and say RNG is going to take this 2-0.
You did say that. You did say that.
LGD are secured first in their group. They're playing a Chinese team.
You think they don't care?
They've shown propensity to do this in the past by not showing up to matches.
Okay.
We'll see. I could be wrong.
Bold claim.
It is actually, I don't think it's that bold of a claim now that I really think about it. Because they've literally done that like the last match in the DPC.
I don't think their draft is too memey is the thing, though. I was expecting maybe like a Pudge to come out or something that did get second phase banned. That's also kind of not a meme hero anymore. But they did pick Lone Druid into Death Prophet, which is considered to be quite a hard counter.
Yep.
Lifestealer pick comes out, also very good against the Lone Druid. But this is one of those things that, like, these guys are Giga Brains. They felt like they needed a Lone Druid in the draft. And sometimes you have to pick a hero that's just not optimal in like a 1-to-1 matchup, but for the game, for what you lack, it is optimal. So a lot of people criticize in those scenarios, but then the team just completely destroys.
Yeah.
Or people are right about it, and then the Lone Druid gets destroyed. That also happens too.
That's the beauty about Dota. You can say something's a counter, and sometimes it just works out for the other team, you know, to outplays and whatnot.
Although I do feel like the last time we saw this happen with LGD was the Necro that looked really bad into Oracle.
That's true.
And it did. It did in the game look
But
horrible.
they won big time. Semi-big time.
Yeah, semi-big time. That's right.
Little baby Gaben victory there.
Yep.
But yeah, in terms of the standings, like we said, PSG.LGD secured first in their group, even if they lose every single game here on out. I don't know how that translates to the seeding with the other #1 seed from Group B. But either way, RNG, that's the real story because they are tied for third right now with a 7-5 record, I believe. So the games are quite important for them to try to secure the upper bracket for themselves.
Of course, that upper bracket gives you the extra life.
Yep, the +1 mushroom.
+1, quite important. As we see this ward, by the way, people have been putting this ward a lot on the outpost on Dire. This runes. Let's see, Batrider picks 37% on Radiant. People like Dire Batrider. Okay. People just like Dire.
Yep, probably. TeamSpeak issue. You can see Kaka has already blocked the creeps in the bot lane. So it's just blocked by mountains of gold, actually.
Yeah, bit of a waste.
That's true. If you could just cash that in for maybe an additional skill on Earthshaker.
Or a Blink Dagger so you can use your skills.
That's true, yes. We talked about Earthshaker. Your thoughts on this hero, because you looked at the win rate.
It's not bad.
Not that. It's like a 46% win rate, but we didn't look at what the win rate is when PSG.LGD does not pick it, aka because they've won basically every game.
Honestly, I'm just gonna say that this seems like another Bulba Storm Spirit situation where the pros are probably right about the hero, and I think we're all wrong. It has a 46% win rate. They're first facing it too. It's really not that bad. It does require that you pick it with a hero that's like a really strong laner that's ranged, like Death Prophet or Razor. Yeah. But a lot of those are being favored as offlaners anyway.
So looks can be deceiving, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
probably the summary of your Tinder profile.
That's right. That's right.
Talk to me about the AA. I mean, the first thing I think of is the anti-heal, obviously, with the Chen and DP.
Yeah, this is another one that I think a lot of people have been theorizing as a counter to this meta. You look at the top like 10 heroes in the meta, and it's mostly like healing and sustain heroes. So it's definitely I don't want to say it's definitely underrated. It might be a bit underrated. The argument against AA, I think, is also the fact that there's a lot of Death Ball and there's a lot of heroes that have summons, and AA is not good at dealing with that. However, in this game for RNG, it is only the Chen who also has a healing ability. So you could argue that, okay, yeah, Chen's a summons hero, so it counters AA, but then it works the other way as well. Chen has an 83% win rate, by the way, in this tournament, and not with an insignificant amount of picks. That's with like 25 picks or something like that. It is extremely good.
Yeah, that's pretty filthy. 100% on tire,
Oh
apparently.
my god.
Yeah,
That is not
not too shabby.
Yeah.
Of course, it looks a little misleading with the base cosmetic because now he's riding a crocodile, which is actually really fearsome.
Yeah.
Or an alligator. Never really know the difference, if I'm being honest.
This is an A tier cosmetic. Of course, the S tier would be Harambe.
Yes. The gorilla is very good.
Yeah.
So Ana, obviously filling in for Ghost in this tournament for RNG. Talked about how he's been starting to play Dota again finally after taking a long break. Like, for him, he's done this already several times. He's retired, I think, 3 times, I feel like. Is that? I think 3 times is probably the number.
It seems
so
to be that
probably
way.
nobody better to come back from like a long stretch than him.
No.
But you think that he has kind of... I mean, RNG hasn't really missed too much of a beat. They're doing quite well.
Yeah, they're doing very well. I mean, I've heard that for Ana, he's been kind of 50-50 this tournament. We've not had the pleasure of watching a lot of RNG matches on the B stream, which we've been casting on.
Living on, yeah.
I've been living in there in the dumpster fire that is the...
Just pitch a tent down there.
Yeah, that's right.
Little lag action, the Calais.
But
Classic.
I've heard that Ana has been very like TI Ana, where he's just doing these like insane plays and carrying his team, or it looks like he hasn't played Dota in a really long time. So he is getting back into his groove, but obviously playing against tier 1 teams at a major. So it's not like an underperformance for any player is something like that special here.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty easy to look like you're having an underperformance when you're just playing against gods of Dota.
I mean, he played in the Riyadh Masters, right? That was for Liquid, I believe, with Jerax coaching. It looked really weird seeing that photo.
I think it was another one of the same situation where he had a lot of really amazing performances, but then a lot of like he's not fitting in with them sort of vibes. It just depends on the game for Ana, and I hope he sticks around, and we'll see in a few months of standing in and maybe finding a team. We get the old Ana, the TI Ana,
the old question mark
TI
coming back here.
Oh.
They said the PC crash. Well, actually, they said PC crush, so maybe somebody did demolish it, but we're gonna go out on a limb and say that it just crashed. So it should be back soon here.
That's
but it is an interesting standpoint when you think of Ana retiring so often that the mental that comes with going deep into like TI runs and just the grind of the season can really affect your mindset. And for certain people, they just need a longer break than others. And I think Ana's I mean, obviously when he's taking his quote-unquote breaks, he's saying he's retiring because he actually thinks that he won't feel it again.
I think he thinks that he's retiring because it's the burnout. And you're like, okay, I'm done. And then, you watch a major, you watch TI. Well, usually by TI, they want to come back. But patch comes out, something happens.
A good example of that as well.
He's coming back. He's coming back. It's nothing but good for the game. I'm very excited for that.
Indeed. Well, less streaming, though, so that's kind of sad, actually.
That's good for me. I'm a streamer. That's great. He's stealing all the viewers, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
He's such a god-tier streamer.
Very greedy Jenkins.
Yeah, if Ana was a streamer, he'd be... I mean, tons of people would watch him, too. Ana just doesn't give a shit, I think.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
He definitely gives off that vibe, which I think can also be an important asset to have in your repertoire.
Yeah, it definitely helps. He's just a chill guy.
So, top lane, we're going to see the Penitents onto Faith Beyond, getting chased by the Ghoul Frenzied Ana. Gonna have to pop that Firefly. Getting slow, but that's 5 sticks. Okay. Or 5 stacks, I should say, but the Rage comes through. So we're not going to... Oh, Somnus is in a lot of trouble here. Has to pop his Fairy Fire. The gank comes in from Jin Q. That's going to lead to first blood for Nothing to Say. We've seen it time and time again with this support Marcy. Maybe not this early, though. That sub 4 minutes, that's some early movement.
I think it's because against Ember, you're not killing him after he's level 6. So you kind of have to go as early as possible. So, you may as well sync it up before the 4-minute mark. He actually went before the 4-minute mark, which I think is cool. Like, you'd expect it to come for the 4-minute rune, right? But he goes at, like, 3:30, so that way the runes go to Nothing to Say.
Yeah. But it is good to see Ana not following the Yatoro Lifestealer guide, which was the 0-4-4 build that we saw the other day.
Yeah, against Batrider, that'd be such a grief.
And then he went Midas, and I think the game ended with level 3 Rage. That's how quick it was over.
That was
that was something to behold.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a risky play, but if it works out, then you're a genius, right?
Yeah,
that's what these youngsters, that's what these damn youngsters are all about there, tell you what.
That's right. That game was something from deep within Gaben's bowels, for
Yes,
sure.
something like that.
Not this game, though.
No.
New build.
And in terms of the Bat Rider, this game, how do you like the matchups for Faith Beyond? Like, past the laning stage.
Dire are scanning.
Not great. Not great. Chen Army is pretty rough for Bat Rider. He's also got Purge Creep. It's very difficult to catch an Ember. Once he's level 6, maybe before level 6, Marcy can grab him in lane, as we saw. But Lifestealer also, you're going to take the stacks off. Yeah, it's a tough Bat Rider game. I mean, they second phased it.
Do you think that X Nova is going to prioritize Ags at any point? I mean, the hard dispel against the lasso?
That sounds really good against Earthshaker, too. I mean, it depends on how his game is going. X Nova, man fighting Faith Beyond.
Well, I mean, Earthshaker's on his team, so I hope he's not trying to counter that.
That does make sense.
Oh, we have to dispose. First coil again from Nothing to Say. Fissure comes out from Kaka. Somnus only has the Sleight of Fist to work with, but it's enough to survive. Actually, a pretty good block off here, too.
You could snap the coil and then hard dispel the coil.
Yep, true.
Which is not bad, but it's mostly the lasso until the coil's level 25.
Yeah, we'll come back to this discussion, of course, as we have another dispose coming from Jin Q. Kaka with the rebound onto Innocence, aka Y. Kaka looks to be dead, and Jin Q will take it for himself. Nothing to Say, might be in some trouble. Wanted to get that rune, but X Nova snags the double damage, and it ends up spelling the death for Nothing to Say. Gracious.
Yeah, I was gonna say for RNG, I feel like if you're Earthshaker and you're distracting 2 heroes on the mid lane at this point, you're kind of happy. We've talked about how this hero feels like he's just kind of one spell right now until you get the Blink Dagger. So, yeah, distracting is great, and then also that secures Somnus to get this kill on the top rune.
All right, back to the Chen discussion.
Okay,
how fast can you possibly go Ags? Like, what do you need to, like, mech pretty normal, but like past that, do you have to go certain items to feel like you're doing a good job on Chen, or can you prioritize the Ags?
Probably Ags. Or not, Ag Shard. That is another Ags.
Yep, the Ancients.
I would say, yeah, Ag Shard is good. There's not much in the way of dealing with summons on LGD, and I think that's probably what you want to pivot on, like Pipe to protect the summons.
Now we got the Exorcism from Chalice with the Spirit Siphon onto Y, but he's getting blocked off by creeps. Pretty unfortunate, but Kaka's in the area with that Fissure if they really want to steal it. But Chalice still gets the kill in the end.
I like that
nice
Kaka
pick off here from RNG.
I like that he tried to steal it, though. Because the faster you can get that blink, the better.
Another coil.
Breaks it.
And there's the break with the beautiful use of the dispose. Had to position himself properly to get that angle right. And Nothing to Say. Despite dying, that's going to be the second kill now onto Somnus.
Dude, Nothing to Say has a Witchblade already. He needs 20 gold and he's going to have a Witchblade. That's insane.
Good lord.
That is such an early Witchblade in Faith Beyond.
And he died.
He did die. He just died, yeah.
I mean, he probably spent his gold before he did die, but still, that's impressive.
He's top net worth.
Yeah.
And by the way, Faith Beyond is just cutting the top wave. He's maxed out Firefly. He doesn't even have a point in Lasso. He's just playing to... Like,
farm.
Yeah.
Chalice got the rebound from Jin Q again. Spirit Siphon forces him back. And Ame needs a root. And Chalice looks to be A-okay under the top, but the root does connect on the last right click. But you can see the Fairy Fire keeping Chalice alive. Forcing out some valuable resources at the very least for PSG.LGD.
And Chalice is building into straight BKB. So we're not seeing the Yules this game from the Death Prophet. No Bracer. Just Power Treads. Null Talisman BKB, which I think is more typical for what we see on this patch.
And Anna's just been left alone. This is a hero that sometimes gets forced out in the laning stage depending on who the matchup is. But obviously with the Rage, can always get out of the sticky napalm stacks. But Faith Beyond doing what... I mean, he's free farming as well, like you said, just pulling these waves constantly.
I don't think he cares if he dies. I think this is kind of the point of doing this.
Attempting the TP out, but the Fissure from afar.
Yeah.
Only question is who will net themselves the kill. They'll try to get the Somnus as per norm, and the Sleight of Fist secures it.
That'll be a double wave. Like, he'll eventually get it. When you do this on Bat Rider, your team just takes the entire opposite area, and you're kind of forcing the enemy team to come to you because you can farm, like, 2 jungle camps and 2 creep waves at once. And so it's not a question of, like, if they'll kill you, it's a question of when they'll kill you. When you're cutting wave on Bat, you will always die at some point, usually when the mid rotates. So he knew that was coming. He tried to TP, but it's, like, not very unlikely to work.
Yep, we got a coil from Nothing to Say onto Chalice, and the Bear's just beating on him, but the Crypt Swarm's there with the Spirit Siphon. Bear gets quite low. And already, that coil has gone away. Chalice getting chased by the new Bear, the brother, if you will, but here comes the Fissure, and Nothing to Say getting extremely low. One more right click will net him the kill with the help of Y, but now he has to be careful as the Sleight of Fist from Somnus brings him back down to earth. So it's a 1-for-1, but not the one that PSG.LGD was looking for.
Not a good trade. X-Nova mid. Bit of shenanigans.
Oh, yeah, look at that dispose. Those creeps. Getting stunned hardcore. As Y will go down to the Sleight of Fist again. Somnus is having himself a pretty good game now. Was middle of the, I guess he still is kind of middle of the pack net worth, but really the story is the discrepancy between him and the puck, so 800 gold. But Ana, again, 5k net worth.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
What kind of build do you think he wants to go for this game? As we're going to see the slide, but Ame should be fine here.
Looks like Sanj Deso will be the play for him.
And he went the Midas first, so getting that extremely fast with that complete free farm in the top lane.
Dude, Penitence is such an insane ability, actually.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That's a lot of attack speed.
It's so much attack speed.
And X-Nova has the mechanism already, but not sure if it's going to save him here. Gets disposed back into Nothing to Say, but the Hand of God, the AA ult to follow, though. It's a 1-for-1 with the Marcy. Waiting for Nothing to Say, kind of keeping the Earthshaker in place, trying to limp away, but Kaka looks to be mega dead. Gets off the Echo Slam, but no kills will come with it.
Trying to clear up the Chen army. Yeah, he did work for about 2 minutes to get that army, so that's a bit sad. Also, tower goes down in the meantime.
Yep, and Ana with that Ghoul Frenzy and the new 30 attack speed talent, and by new I mean it's been a year and a half.
Oh,
with the Hand of Midas on top.
I think he might just be dead here.
Yep, it looks like it. The lasso onto the cliff, and he can bring him down back to the fountain.
That's a bit of a freebie for Faith Beyond.
Yep. That's a pretty decently farmed Chen, so
dude,
not too shabby.
That puts Faith Beyond ahead of Somnus. Like he's from a hard lane.
Oh, Invis is taken by Somnus. Nothing to Say. The A blast is going to connect on several heroes. Big dispose as well. Somnus is dead. Chalice looks like he's going to get right clicked down by Jin Q in that Unleash form. So nice pickoffs here from PSG.LGD.
He's got the horsey.
He does. It's actually.
I don't know if that's a good place to go though.
They see him, dispose, and death.
He was trying to go into the trees, but yeah, angled. He just goes to the low ground, right in vision of everybody.
Nothing to Say. Already with 3 kills, of course, 2 deaths, but 4 assists on top.
Holy dude, Faith Beyond is a blink already on this offlane bat and 1,000 gold. He's huge.
Wow.
Level 10 to Ana's level 11 or 10.5. For being completely hard countered in this game, like Faith Beyond's doing an amazing job.
Feels like he always finds his farm in the end. That is the beauty of LGD. Feels like they have 5 all-stars on their team.
1 courier has been killed. That whole graphic for 1 courier, that is very good.
Very important.
Get that back up again. Make sure that was right. There we go.
Yeah,
yep,
just
that's
double check.
just 1 courier.
Yep, that's good. We're going to have to ask for that again in a few minutes here. Just be on your toes, production. Not yet, though. Smoke from RNG into the enemy triangle. You can see this. Well, it is actually scanned out, so that's the Bear getting scanned, in fact. As Ame is going to go into his ult form, but he's already at half HP. AA ult's coming. He's only going to connect onto Ana in a nice fissure block, basically isolating him there. That is going to be an easy kill onto Ame, but the coil onto 3 heroes. Do they have the follow-up? Yep, looks like the Infect is going to be there to keep Ana alive a little bit longer. The Ember just barely gets out as well. So they find the Marcy, despite a great counter initiation from PSG.LGD. Just isn't enough to turn this fight, it feels like.
Dude, that coil was insane. That was so close to being disastrous for RNG. If you could lasso and snap onto the coil, victims, or use the flame break to break it, like
yeah, the flame break would have been huge.
That fight could have been insane for LGD, but just not pulling that off. The Fissure came in from Kaka to prevent that. He was doing some annoying chain stunning there.
And it's Faith Beyond. He's looking for blood. Obviously, no lasso right now. Jin Q Nothing to say. He's going to get off the Waning Rift, only onto the Chen, though. It looks like that's going to be a freebie for PSG.LGD, but Somni's helping out with the Searing Chains. Jin-Q taking some right-click damage from Ana, who doesn't have the escape in terms of his Infest, so has to be a little bit careful now that Rage has worn off. This tower is still quite healthy.
Xnova has the mechanism too, so he's healthy as well.
Yeah, so not able to secure the kill onto Xnova. As the rest of PSG.LGD might need to back up. Still, they do have that 1K lead at the moment. And Deso about 1,000 away for
Faithion's
Ame.
in on top.
Oh, we got the AA blast coming in. Only going to connect onto Kaka, but Jin-Q should be able to finish him off. Chalice gets flame broken into the dispose, and he's completely away from his team right now. So double kill for nothing to say. RNG sticking around a little bit too long, it feels like.
I gotta say, this AA blast, it's got a long cooldown, so it's not like it used to be, but when it is up, it's looking really good. Like, Death Prophet cannot do what she would normally like to do, which is low HP, heal yourself to full. Chen also countered by that hero.
Why haven't we seen more AA?
I really do think it's because he is hard countered by summons. Like, if you pick a Lycan or a Beast into AA, he's just pathetic. But there's not really a hero like that this game. Chen, to a degree, with the support.
Oh, we got the lasso initiation with the Unleash follow-up and the coil. Everything expended for Somnus, and it's well worth it for PSG.LGD. You just saw on the graphic, I didn't realize that was actually the first AA pick the entire tournament.
Oh, really?
Thought there might have been one before, but...
That is surprising. It's been a lot of games. Huh. Nobody's tried it.
Yeah, so summons, hard counter. I mean, they tried to address that with the shard, but it's not really... That's more for pushing waves, I guess.
Yeah. You get ran down, but in this game, there's not really. I mean, the Chen creeps are honestly being kind of dealt with just by the Batrider AOE, Puck AOE.
Yeah, so RNG find themselves in a bit of a hole here. 3K lead for PSG.LGD. Now the Deso for Ame, and how is Ana keeping up right now? He's 1,000 from his
Almost
Deso.
has his, yeah. So that's a pretty big item. He doesn't have the greatest Infest bombs. Like Earthshaker.
Ember's okay.
Earthshaker's okay. Ember's, it's just Ember's really projected. You just Remnant, it's so obvious.
That's true. Flame break onto Kaka. Sleight of Fist to try to buy some space for him. He's continually getting chased down by this bear. The root is there. You can hear the exorcism go off. Dispose on a Somnus, but no follow-up whatsoever. AA blast with the coil. That is a dead Chalice pretty much immediately. Ana looking for an Infest target. Will he get there in time? No rage for 10 seconds, and he's just surrounded by enemies. And that's going to lead to a double kill onto Ame, as PSG.LGD pretty much dominating right now.
Yeah, I mean, Earthshaker getting caught up first, I think, is problematic. Definitely RNG wants to wait for the Earthshaker blink. He's so close to it. He's so close. These fights are not going to look the same when he has this. He's just so useless without it. I mean,
I think we've had this discussion every time an Earthshaker's picked for years.
I watched him like walk in, get gone on. He's 20%
waddle in. He waddles.
Yeah, he waddled in. He gets mech'd by Xnova, and then he just dies anyway. It's like, what is he? You mech him. What is he gonna do? Like somehow, like Aghanims jump away? You know, he doesn't have an Ags. So it's just Earthshaker things, man. He needs that blink. He's so close.
And I mean, really, it comes down to when you get that blink dagger. Like you said, it changes the way the fights work. But with this lead that PSG.LGD have, is that going to be enough?
I think the lead is not significant enough to nullify this huge timing of the Earthshaker blink. I think if the lead was 10K, then there's a different story. Maybe somebody has a pipe. Maybe, I don't know. Not really great BKB heroes this game. Bats almost got it. Yeah, Faith Beyond might have BKB. But no, I think there's a timing for RNG when they hit the blink dagger. And they have it now. They're going to go smoke.
All right. Ame beating down this tower. Fortification is activated from RNG, who
they're actually
still looking for this tier 1 mid as Kaka hiding out. He has not shown the blink dagger, I don't believe. It's not smoked though.
The Chen creeps are just slowly dying to the ancient apparition. Maybe I was wrong.
He actually did get the shard.
This is a good counter, I guess.
Well, if they stand in it.
Yeah,
yes, that is true. I mean, once he gets the Ancients, it's not really going to do a whole lot.
No. You can tell RNG is kind of desperate for the mid tower. They don't even want to smoke because they're already around the mid tower.
No.
They're like, we gotta get this.
This could be a dream snare for RNG, but they're nowhere near the pit right now. But obviously, if they smoked with that Echo Slamma-Jamma, could be a juicy one. They're getting ready to use a smoke. Potentially.
It's not that fast. It's just Ame hitting.
Yep, it's at half HP, so they certainly have some time. And 3 members of RNG smoke. Nothing to say on the high ground. Just chilling with Chalice right behind them. And then daytime comes, and he sees them. He's like, oh, shit. What?
Guys, they're roshing.
The Rosh?
They're roshing.
Still coming, trying to scout it out with that Centaur, but there's the lasso initiation onto the DP. Ame just forced to try to go for this Aegis. Anna pops the Rage. Now he's getting right-clicked by Jin Q. Coil on the backside onto 3 heroes. The Echo Slam basically on nobody. The AA Blast comes in and finishes off poor Kaka. X-Nova falls as well. So already PSG.LGD with the numbers. They lose the AA, but that is a huge kill onto Somnus again. Triple kill for Ame, as this attempt at defending the Roche completely punished by PSG.LGD. Chalice drops, and the last remaining member of RNG is Anna. Not going to get away. 5 for 1, and the Aegis
And
will
Roche.
certainly go the way of LGD.
Okay, so Earthshaker's win rate will be going down after this one. Yeah, he got gone on first, which is a testament to LGD's positioning. They were in position to not let him blink into the pit. They formed this like perimeter where Ame is in the pit, and there's so many heroes in the way blocking all of the entrances that Earthshaker just cannot get an angle. Ana's trying to go in to give vision, and he's just in. He's caught by the puck.
I actually can't tell. I mean, I don't know if Roche was actually low enough to do anything, but I think that fissure might have blocked him from entering the Roche pit even.
Maybe.
Either way, just not the fight RNG was looking for, and that is an understatement to say the least.
Yeah, that makes the game quite a lot harder for them. And yeah, we talked about it. With like a 5k goal deficit, I think the Echo Slam, it has value, but you know, Batrider picks up a BKB. These other heroes are going to have like Sanj's. Let's see what's Puck's build. Yeah, Sanj and Kaya. So chain stunning with the Earthshaker becomes harder. Even BKB almost completed on Marcy. So all of a sudden this combo, this Echo Slam into Fissure chain stun, it just doesn't matter. There's a window though, like it's not 0 impact, but once all the BKBs come out, it is actually 0 impact. We're close to it.
Now tier 1 tower claimed by PSG.LGD. Ame just continuing to put these juicy items on that bear. Mask of Madness, Basher, Dessa with 10 charges. Of course, the casual Gloves of Haste. Is he going to go for the old Wraithband build on his main hero? It's just branches right now.
Yeah, just some stats.
Okay. And they're knocking on the door.
Did this side
RNG have to try to contest.
See, what is the total lifesteal with Sidekick and Mask of Madness?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's pretty juicy, 70%. Nice.
And this tower getting quite low. There's the initiation, the lasso, but it's broken. AA Blast coming. Anna trying to help his teammate out, but there's nothing he can do about Chalice, who buys back into the game, but still has Exo to work with. So PSG.LGD might have to worry about that, as Jin Q is the one member of LGD to fall. And with that buyback from Chalice, if they can get him again, that is going to be pretty big. Earthshaker dead before any initiation can come out. But he does have buybacks, so if PSG.LGD try to go deep into the base, they could try to punish it, but they're going to back instead.
Yeah, that buyback from Chalice, they just don't want to. They don't want to overstay their welcome. They force his buyback, may as well get out. BKB's on cooldown. Another fight where Earthshaker doesn't really get anything off. The game's getting harder and harder for him, and he does not have the items or any way of farming to have a.
I mean, what do you need to go for next on him to make it easier?
Force Staff, something to jump. He's going for Void Stone, so I don't know if he's building into a Yules or an Ether Lens. People do go for the Aghanim Shard as well, just so you can have some other impact rather than just some big Blink Echo.
Yeah.
You can kind of fish with these little Fissure into chain stuns.
No rush. Somnus? Oh, yeah, you're right. Good catch there, Jenkins.
Thank
Looking
you.
at his inventory.
Juicy one for him.
I mean, a minute and a half on the Aegis for Ame. Do they want to just secure this last tier 2? Or do they actually want to try to go high ground? I don't. They're cutting close on the timer here. Looks like they're going to smoke.
It just depends on where they get the kill. It does look like they're drawing the line to... They're going to push mid and have the whole team smoked behind Ame. He's just not a great target to jump. He's got a second bear spawn in 20 seconds, so that's not even a jump.
Yeah. Well, RNG was thinking about defending this tier 2 tower. We'll see if that has barely any HP left. As you can see the scan coming out. Both scans revealing a lot for each respective team as the SNY now on Ana with the extra status resist. Lasso into the nothing to say initiation as well. Echo Slam does connect on the 2 heroes along with the Ancients, so a lot of damage, but he dies shortly after along with Somnus. And PSG.LGD are just crushing in these fights. Chalice with that BKB. Gonna force Ame to use his ult, but Chalice just kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Can't do any damage right now. And they're just gonna get cleaned up completely. 4 dead. PSG.LGD. I was gonna say, GGs are called now. That was a spanking.
Okay, so you're gonna rescind your claim that RNG's gonna 2-0. I don't
Doesn't look like
think LGD's throwing this one, bud.
Doesn't look like a 2-0 for RNG.
Yeah, I don't think...
What is that, a 25.5-minute game?
Yeah, I don't think they're fucking around,
that's
dude.
That's a shellacking.
I think they're taking this really seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is TI. This is major LGD. Maybe better than TI.
What kind
LGD.
of shellacking would you say this is?
That's
a 25-minute game.
25, probably Gaben level at least.
It's got to be Gaben.
It's probably a mustache.
I was going to say just regular
Gaben. Yeah, we'll go basic Gaben on that one. Yeah, that was still a Gaben. Anything Gaben is god tier, so.
Yeah, he is a god, obviously, if you guys haven't joined us before. He is our Lord and Savior, of course. So PSG.LG looking unstoppable. This is obviously a 1-0 start for them. RNG really needs to get a win to help, keep them a bit comfortable for the top 4, but we'll see what Game 2 has in store as we go on to the panel.
Never doubting LGD ever again. Question that AA pick. Well, I suppose I can use the word shellacking. The casters already said it. So, God's Lizard, what the hell happened?
For some people, Gaben is their Lord and Savior. For me here, it's PSG.LG. I should not have doubted them, Lizard. Who are we to doubt PSG.LGD? These beasts.
I did 2 crucial mistakes. One is I went against PSG.LGD, and the other one is I went with gods.